How much fat is good for you? How much fat is good for your body? The facts about fat in your body is the topic of discussion in our popular segment called Health and Nutrition. The well-known hostess of this popular segment is popular herself, Dr. Lalita Kaul. Dr. Kaul is a teaching professor at Howard University College of Medicine. It's located in Washington, D.C. Dr. Kaul?
Good morning, Dr. Kaul here, I'm Professor of Nutrition, talking to you this morning about fat facts, and I have made a summary, so there's a lot of material out there. I'm sure you are exposed to so much media, TV, radio, magazines talking about fat, mostly bad things about fat, but today I want to tell you fats are not all that bad. There is the other side. So, this some of the information I have extracted from my own book in a summary, and for almost 2 decades fats have been in news. First is low cholesterol, low LDL, zero fat, low fat, and especially aging baby boomers are forced to face the facts of life. But the fat matters. Let us look at the good side of the fat. It is not all bad. We need some fat, and it is necessary for our health in moderate amounts, and we cannot live without fats. We need some fats, and we need fats for let us see some of the important things. We need fats for padding. Can you imagine walking like a skeleton with the heart dangling and the bones? But we need fats for padding all our organs. We need fats to give us energy. They are stored, and fats are also precursors of so many vitamins. Vitamin D is a fat soluble vitamin. If we did not have fats, fats will not be transported around in the body, and so fats have a very important role in the body. If you are taking a diet completely devoid of fats, you could be deficient in fat soluble vitamins. So, what are the fat soluble vitamins? Vitamin A, D, E and K. E and K we synthesize to some extent in our body, in our microflora, but A and D we need from the food, and the deficiency can be seen. And there are some essential fats which are very important in the body, linoleic acid and linolenic acid. And because these fats, these fatty acids are not made in the body. So, again linoleic and linolenic acid. So, if we do not get from the diet, we can get deficiency. In the babies you can get dermatitis, and there are cases where babies have come to the pediatrician, they have severe rash, and the doctor thinks first time it is a diaper rash, even with all the precautions and kills it is not going. Hey, then somebody comes, a dietitian, hey, how much fat is the baby getting in the diet, in their formula? Are they getting essential? And there was a case, they added linolenic acid, and again these are extreme cases. So, we need some fat in the body to make this essential fatty acids, pads around, and they are the source of omega 3s, omega 6. There is so much buzz around omega 6 and omega 3. So, we need the fats in the body. Now, we also, so we said we need padding, we need essential fatty acids, they are a power source, and fats go around the protein, wrap it and transport it to the body, which is called lipoprotein. So, fat acts as a transport, as a bus system, carrying all these different things. And for satiety, if you take completely a fat-free diet like a salad and soup, you are going to be hungry 2 or 3 hours, you would want to eat. So, some fat is important, and for baking food some fat is important. If you took completely fat out of the recipe, it won't taste as good, you won't like it. So, it is taste, and so all these things. Only thing what we are recommending health professionals, nutritionists is just modify the fat amount you take. Do not completely take it out of your diet. Substitute other things, but cut it down the amount you take. And I want to go over fat facts, as I say, the dictionary of fat. There is lipid, and lipid is, a, some of you already know, is a scientific term that refers to all fats, cholesterol, fat like substances, and they do not dissolve in water. Have you tried to have oil and fat? Fat will float. So, fat is lighter, water is heavier. Then the other thing we use the dictionary is lipoprotein. These are the packages in the body, and these are proteins are wrapped around by lipids, and they coat. Without the coating, protein will not move different parts of the body. And in a way, I tell my medical school, our body is a factory. So, there are different stations which have different jobs, which change as we get older, different cycle in life. But if one gets out of order, everything gets backed up. So, we need fats to cover the protein and cover the cholesterol and take it around all different parts, making the stops. Then we talk about everybody, even newborn child is born with cholesterol. It is a precursor for vitamin D synthesis very. So, cholesterol is not something you will see a newborn child, if you did the blood test, there is cholesterol. Now, some people have genetic predisposition, they make more cholesterol, and some make it environmental reasons, they eat more food. Our foods, we cannot completely curtail cholesterol. So, but cholesterol is found mostly in animal products, your meats, all sources of meats. Now, cholesterol is fractionated into many years. When I was growing up, I had not heard of cholesterol. When they started talking about cholesterol, so we did the cholesterol test. Then after 2-3 years, they say, oh, it's not the cholesterol only, it is good and bad cholesterol. The patients will come and tell me, Dr. Kaul, my good cholesterol is low, my bad cholesterol I know. So, good cholesterol is HDL. When you see in your lab reports, it is high density lipoprotein, and it is a good cholesterol because it does not stick in the arteries, it moves fast, and we want to have good cholesterol. Then there is LDL, which is supposed to be bad cholesterol, low density lipoprotein. So, it tends, if your diet or you have a genetic predisposition, your LDL is high, it keeps on sitting in the arteries, it does not move fast. And of course, besides there are other factors which can clog the arteries. As we get older, our arteries get stiff, and then they can puncture these LDL and other deposits, and then a clot can develop. So, that is why, so after fractionation of HDL, LDL, VLDL, now few years we have another factor, lipoproteins, alpha, beta, and some of these are found higher, especially South Indian population, and so we are talking about that. So, we getting, as we are doing more research, we are getting more and more information, and so to guide the patients, the doctor will do medically, he or she thinks they need medications or the diet, and then we have the triglycerides, and most of the fat in our body is as triglycerides. And some of you, I do not have a explanation, there is a glycerol and it has 3 chains attached to it. And triglyceride have been associated with heart disease. So, if you have high LDL, bad cholesterol, low HDL, and you have triglyceride, you are walking on a ticking bomb. So, I am sure your physician will guide you. Then we talked about adipose tissue. You hear the word adipose tissue is the fat, it is your savings account. This is the fat deposited in our body all around, and some of them are generously endowed with lot of lipids. It is like a bank account, and it just stays there. And then other things we use when we talk about fat is there are different kinds of fatty acids which are very important in good health. One is monounsaturated fatty acid, and the fatty acid by itself is bond of carbons, which is C. There is a chain of C bond, I do not have a pen, C bond, and then there are H's all around. And if you look on your, so if you have all these and the bonds is called chain. So, these are carbons hooked with the chain like this. You have C and then you have chain, and then on either sides are hydrogens. So, this is fatty acids. Now, there are two kinds of fatty acid. Actually, I will say three kinds. One is saturated fatty acid. Saturated fatty acid is there sterile carbon and hydrogen and a single bond. This is the one which is associated with heart disease, hypertension, and this is the one we advise to lower, and it comes mostly from the animal sources. Then we have monounsaturated fatty acids, and these are like two hydrogens are removed and there is a chain, there is a double bond. So, this single chain and then there is double bond. So, if it is in the chain there is only one bond, it is called monounsaturated. Olive oil is the best source for this, and it is in fact the Mediterranean diet which is supposed to be the best. They have the least heart disease. They take lot of olive oil, they take lot of fruits and vegetables, they take lot of nuts and very little saturated fat. So, monounsaturated will decrease the LDL. If you or anybody has high LDL, use olive oil. Then we have polyunsaturated fatty acids. These are when you have more than one double bonds, and this is still better than saturated. For frying, use polyunsaturated because smoking point is high. Do not fry your foods in olive oil. Is good for sauteing salads, dipping your bread. And then we have omega 3 fatty acids, and they are very good, mostly found in fatty fish, your tuna, salmon, mackerel. So, they have linoleic acid. Remember I told you linoleic acid is very important, we make it. So, if you eat fish, take it 2-3 times a week. If you do not take it, then probably take the supplements. Then we have omega 6 fatty acids, which are rich in polyunsaturated fatty acids, which I told you they have several double bonds. They can also help. And then we have trans fatty acids, which have been stopped by the government for 3-4 years, because they found out that trans fatty acids will cause heart disease. And trans fatty, there is cis and trans. Cis is one single chain of carbon and hydrogen on either side. Trans is branched. So, they have been, now they even make the butter without trans fat acid. Then we have to summarize, saturated fat increases total cholesterol if your diet is and it also increases LDL. Polyunsaturated will decrease your cholesterol and LDL. Omega 3 will decrease your triglyceride and total cholesterol. Trans fatty acid will increase, and in some of these crackers and all these they use trans fatty acids to, if they come from abroad we cannot control, but here we have strict regulations to how much we do. So, in summary, I wanted to tell you fats, they are good, and the fats you should need to modify and keep your diet balanced in mono and polyunsaturated. I hope you have picked up some points for your to have good health. Thank you.